Hey, what's up everyone? It's your girl Brain Sinead, and today I'll be sharing with you my January book haul. So, in January, I have acquired 14 books. Some of these I had pre-ordered them like last year and received them in January. Other ones I received them from publishers, and some like from giveaways from Instagram, and others like book of the month. Most of them are pre-orders and Barnes and Noble purchases. But yeah, so the first book is definitely from a publisher, and that is this book right here, Ain't Burned All the Bright. This is by Jason Reynolds and artwork by Jason Griffin. I had read this book in January, which you'll probably be seeing my January wrap up pretty soon. But I received this and I read it in one sitting. I do plan on reading it multiple times. This is pretty much a book talking about the pandemic, how pretty much we have oxygen masks and we all need to take a breath, right? Because we're going through a lot of things, especially Black families. There's a lot, and this book is so impactful and it's so powerful. I definitely recommend it. But I love this book. I also love the cover. It's amazing. And like I said, if you haven't picked it up, I suggest you do so. Also, the artwork is very beautiful, and literally it's just 3 long sentences in this book. Like it's like a run-on sentences. So like you have to really think about it. And this book also makes you think, which I love about books so much. So much. Jason Reynolds does a fantastic job when it comes to his books, because they make you think. They make you use your mouth. Makes you use your brain on a lot of things. So yeah, got this and loved it. But if you haven't gotten it, I suggest you do so. I recommend it. Next book, I won this from a giveaway, and this is the little slipcover. But this is The Ark of Goliath by Toshi Hanabuchi. I cannot wait to read this. This is a sci-fi book, sci-fi fantasy, I believe. So yeah, I love this cover. It is one of my anticipated reads of 2022. I know a lot of people have put this on their TBR for February, which I probably will do so as well. I keep adding on books and I need to stop that. I really don't know why. Like, I don't know. It's just me. I need to be on a ban, but it's really hard to do so, you know? But I am doing more, you know, getting books from library like Libby and Hoopla. So I am doing a little bit better when it comes to that. But yeah, let me know if you already read this book. What are your thoughts about it? Did you love it? Just let me know down below. But the cover is stunning and beautiful. And this next book, this is going to be for a read-along that is happening this month, where we'll have a live with our host, which is Erica from The Broken Spine, along with the co-host, which I'll leave down in the description below. And at the last Sunday of every month, we'll be doing a live and having a discussion about the book, and that is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I know a lot of people read it. I've also seen that some people loved it and some people really didn't enjoy the first book or the second book, but who knows? I'm gonna, you know, grasp my own opinion about this book once I read it. But I hope you join us. It's going to be a fun time. But like I said, I'll leave all the information and, you know, the host, of course, and the co-host down below in the description, so you can check them out and support their channels. But yeah, The Poppy War. Next one, which you probably already know, I'm going to be reading this for the Blackathon. That is A Kata Woman by Nnedi Okorafor. This is the 3rd book of the, I don't know, I think it's a trilogy. And I definitely look forward to knowing more about what Sunny's going to do, what's her future, what are her friends and are going to do with this new journey that's approaching in this book. So yeah, this book released in January, if you didn't know. I do see a lot of people that have it. I know Jesse from Bow Ties and Books, they have it. So oh my gosh, I'm excited to read this. Like I said, it hasn't been, I know a lot of people have this book, but I haven't seen it circulating around BookTube or the BookTube community that much. So hopefully we can hype this book up just a little bit. But yeah, I got A Kata Woman by Nnedi Okorafor. Next book, I had gotten this from FairyLoot, which I did an unboxing, which I'll leave up above so you can check that out. And that is The Bronze Beast by Rashani Chachi. This is the 3rd book of the trilogy, where we have The Gilded Wolves as the first book, The Silver Serpent as the second book, and here is the 3rd and final book, which this is going to be located in Venice. Now in the first book, pretty much this series we're traveling. So in the first book we were in France, the second book we were in Russia, This one, we're in Venice, which is one of the places where I really want to go so bad. Like, it's on my bucket list. But the cover is stunning. I want to know what happens to Layla, what happens to Severin, their group of which they can consider misfits in a way. So let me know if you finished the series. I know a lot of people have already done so. I'm a little bit behind, but I already pre-ordered Fae Crate's exclusive, you know, box and hangover kit. So it's like, there's no point in me buying another copy, right? So now I'm going to be reading this, which I can't wait. But yeah, we have the Bronze Beast. Next book, which I know this came out last year, but I had pre-ordered it, and you know, due to COVID and shipping delays, it happens. So I have Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the FairyLoot exclusive, and I want to know what happens to Juliet and Roma. In the first book, These Violent Delights, it's a you know, Romeo and Juliet retelling located in Shanghai in the 1920s. So we're following up with that story with this one, and it is a duology, so it's just 2 books. And I'm really looking forward to what happens. I want to see a little bit more romance, which I doubt, because I feel like when it comes to Romeo and Juliet, it gets a lot heavier as far as if they really want to be with each other, if it's really going to happen. But yeah, definitely cannot wait to read this, and I do love the sprayed edges that FairyLoot has done. But yeah, we have Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. Next book, I got this. This is one of my book picks for book of the month, and that is Yinka, Where's Your Husband? This is by Lisa Demilola Blackburn. This cover is what mostly want me to get it, to be honest. I'm so excited to read it in February. It just sounds really good. Like, should I read you? I'm gonna read synopsis for this one. I'm gonna read you synopsis because I really think it's gonna be an intriguing story. So it says, meet Yinka, a 30-something Oxford-educated British-Nigerian woman whose mother's constant refrain is, Yinka, where's your husband? It says, Yinka's Nigerian aunties frequently pray for her delivery from singledom. Her work friends think she's too traditional, which means she's saving herself for marriage. Her girlfriends think she needs to get over her ex already. And the men in her life, well, that's a whole other story. But Yinka herself has always believed that true love will find her when the time is right. Still, when her cousin Rachel gets engaged, Yinka commences Operation Wedding Date. Aided by a spreadsheet and her best friend, Yinka is determined to succeed. Will Yinka find herself a husband? And what if the thing she really needs to find is herself? It says, Yinka, Where's Your Husband is a brilliantly subverts the traditional romantic comedy with an unconventional heroine who bravely asks the questions we all have about love. And then it states, wry, acerbic, moving. This is a love story that makes you smile, but also makes you think and explores what it means to find your way between 2 cultures, both of which are yours. So yes, so just from that synopsis alone, now you can understand a little bit why I want to read it in February. Like, I had so much going on in January, so I was like, you know what, I'm reading this in February. And I also got I have the audio from on Libby, so I'm excited to read that. I'm definitely going to be reading most of my books. I have a few books on my TBR that are going to be audiobooks, but I will be hybrid reading them, so I'll be listening and following along with the physical book. But yeah, we have this from book of the month. Next, I read this book. I did a whole review about this book alone, which I'll leave up above, and that is Ashes of Gold by JL. Y'all, I hope y'all read Wings of Ebony and just need to read this one. If you haven't read not one or this book, please pick it up. JL is an amazing author. She's also an amazing person. I was on Rue's crew of the street team, and I am, if you need to know, I am Team Julius. And, you know, I'm glad that I am. You know, I will not regret my choice of what team I am. I love day ones. I'm going to be loyal to day ones. I'm going to stick with day ones, okay? But anyways, this is Ashes of Gold by JL. We're following Rue, and in this epic book, she's going to be pretty much in Gazan, where in the first book, she was mostly in East Row. And now she's embracing her family in Gazan and her people. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to have to watch my review if you want to know all the good stuff that's happening in this amazing and gorgeous book, but I highly recommend it. So please read Wings of Ebony and then read Ashes of Gold. I will kid you not, it's a great story. For me, I really love this book. It's filled with Black girl magic. It's filled with, especially this book is finding yourself, knowing that you are enough and that you are worthy. I can't say this enough. I recommend this book, and I highly recommend that you read it like ASAP. So this is another one. Next book is One True Loves by Elise Bryant. This is her second book, and this one is following a girl named Lenore, and she's going to be on a European cruise with her family where she pretty much is kicking men. She's kicking boys because she can't stand them. She picks the wrong ones, in my opinion, and and she has bad taste. But then, so she gives up on love and all that together. And, she's trying to figure out her life. She's graduating from high school and going into college. There's a lot going in this book. And it's like a romance. But I'm going to be doing my wrap up. So I'm going to give you the gist of what I actually think about this book. Now, it's still all good things, but I still have my thoughts about it and opinions. But yeah, so we have One True Loves by Elise Bryant. Next book is also another book of the month pick, and that is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. I have not seen people read this book. I know a lot of people have picked this book for their book of the month pick, but I haven't seen any reviews about it. I'm sort of hesitant, to be honest. I don't know why. But yeah, if you have read this book, please help me out. Let me know down in the comment section. What did you think about this book? And please, all honesty, just be honest with me. Like this year on some books, I'm going to be like waiting for reviews because I really want to see, because I really don't want to DNF this book. But if I had to DNF a book, I would just have to. But for me not to waste my time, I'd rather get a heads up prior to me reading a book, but yeah, so this is Black Cake, and let me know please in the comments if you read it. Just let me know. Next book is also a FairyLoot order, which I just got this year, but I know it came out last year, but I cannot wait to read this book, and that is Kingdom of the Curse by Carrie Maniscalco. We are finishing up with this. This is not the finish up. There's another third one coming out, which they did she revealed the title and everything of the book. So I'm excited for that, which I'm sure FairyLoot will do another exclusive for the third book, as with the first book as well. So I have both of the FairyLoot exclusives for the first and the second book, of course. And we're following a girl who her sister gets murdered. She doesn't know who done it. Now she's going to be pretty much kicking it in the kingdom, pretty much, which I forget what it's called, by the way. It's been a minute. But yeah, she's living in a different kingdom than her own, and I feel like this is going to be a great story. There's a lot bit of romance in it too, which I do love, little love interest. So yeah, and also the sprayed edges is beautiful. So yeah, FairyLoot is killing it. It's killing the game when it comes to these sprayed edges. But yeah, this is another book that I received in January. Next book, I had done a review about this book. NetGalley was able to provide me with an early copy, which was actually an audiobook. So I was able to listen it on audiobook, and I wanted the physical copy, and I did a review about it, which I'll leave up above. But this is Starless Crown by James Rowlands. This is a whole new sci-fi fantasy series, and this is my first time reading a book by James Rowlands, and it's really good. It gives me the fifth season trilogy vibes a little bit, which it does say in the acknowledgments that he does mention N.K. Jemisin in the acknowledgments. So I'm like, okay, I see it. But yeah, this book is really good. It's I really enjoyed it. I will say, like, you get caught up in some things, and like, I think audiobook might be best because it definitely gives you a lot of information all at the same time. And I know for me, when I was on the audiobook, I had to go back because I'm like, what, did I miss something? So it does have a lot of info. It like dumps at you like a lot in the book, but overall I really enjoy the story. And like I said, you can definitely watch my review after this video, so you can check it out and see if you would be interested. So this is another book. All right, I got 2 more books, y'all. 2 more books. We almost done, and all these other books is falling all over me, so I need to sort of manage the weight. All right, we're good. I think we're good. So the next book, which I cannot wait to start the series. I heard nothing but high praise about this, but I also am waiting on my hold on Libby because I feel like I want to do the audiobook plus read the physical book, so hybrid reading, and that is The Jade City by Fonda Lee. I've heard people raving about this. I've seen it all on BookTube, or it's circulating everywhere. I know a lot of people got the Illumicrate editions or the FairyLoot editions. I forget which one, special editions of them. But so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. But like I said, I'm waiting for Libby for the hold to be so I can get it and borrow it and I can start doing that. And I know it's like, it said, I think like 32 weeks wait or something like that. Something crazy, but hopefully it's not that long. Hopefully. But I know this book is very popular. The series is very popular. So if I don't know if I can wait that long. If I can, I will do so. Or who knows, I might just give in and see if it's on Audible or wherever, or Hoopla, which I don't think it is on Hoopla. Now that I think about it, I don't think so. I don't think it's on Scribd either. I don't think. I have to check. But yeah, I got Jade City by Fonda Lee. It sounds really interesting. It even says family is duty, magic is power, honor is everything. So yeah, I just gave in and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and read this book. So there you have it. Is this one. And the last and final book, which some people either loved it or hated it, and you know, I love her books. I read the Akatar series, and now I'm starting the new adult series, and I know the next book of this new adult series is coming out in February, I think the 15th, and that is House of Earth and Blood. This is the Crescent City series, and I read this book and I definitely want to give you all my thoughts about it. I will say I love this book. Just to let you know, but I won't go in depth with it. You'll have to wait for my January wrap-up video. But I love this cover, and then of course I love the little end page, like the page, like right here. Like, it's beautiful. Love it. And I wouldn't read, if you haven't read this series or you want to start, don't read the synopsis, because it's definitely spoiler alerts all through it. So I rather you go in blind reading it than reading the synopsis and you're like, what's the point of reading this large 800-page book if the synopsis pretty much sums it up for me in just like a couple paragraphs. But yeah, I love this book, and I'm definitely glad I was able to get my copy, because I had a copy when it came out, but I gave it to a friend, so now I got another copy, which is mine. I'm not giving it away this time. But yeah, so we have, you know, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, and that is it. Those are all the books I have acquired in January. I really need to slow my roll. Let me know if you read any of these books already, and what were your thoughts about them. But yeah, that is it. Like I said, this is my January book haul. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.